Welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365.com, the podcast. I'm Jared.
Hi, I'm Terry.
We have a fun episode ready for you guys, but first, we got a lot of haunts opening in the area. First up, Feel the Screams. By the time you watch that, I'm pretty sure that coupon code expires, but check out their website and find out. Next up, Brighton Asylum. All right, Brighton Asylum will be open for Valentine's Day. Now, there's also a listener that wanted me to spot their haunt, so we're going to do that real quick. Do, 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 do. You know, you can talk while I'm doing
Oh,
this.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Hell's Dungeon in Dayton, Ohio will be doing a murder mystery dinner and have the haunt open afterwards on February 11th.
Oh, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. You also have Laurel's House of Horrors.
Lincoln Mill.
Lincoln Mill Haunted House. Acne's Haunts, and a couple others. Make sure you look for those. But we're going to get into our show now. We have with us Morgan from Haunted Overload. How are you tonight?
Hey, doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. That's going to be a good time. I like talking to Haunted Overload people.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
So, where do you hail from?
Gray, Maine.
Gray,
about
Maine.
an hour and a half from the haunt.
Hour and a half. Okay.
Wow.
I think Maine is one of the last 3 states I have to get to, and then I've been to them all.
Oh, you haven't been to Maine?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's cold up there, right?
It's very cold.
Well, you've been snow blowing like 3 times this week.
Oh, man. I just came from Corning, New York, which is basically Syracuse. It was cold up there.
Yeah.
Snow all over the damn place up there.
I wish we would get snow.
No,
Just
I'm
one.
good. I'm good.
Just one little storm.
Yeah, all right. So, how long have you been acting?
Well, I've been with Haunted Overload since 2020. And that's like for consistency. In 2019, I worked with a local haunt near me, and it's just a small production. They just do it for like one weekend, and they just get ready like a few weeks before that. So I helped them out the year before I found Haunted Overload, and that's really it for acting. I did like a couple haunted houses when I was a teenager, just small stuff in my local town. But yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
So, my next question on here was, when did you start at Haunted Overload? So, we found that out.
Yeah, June 2020. It was pretty cool because I really wanted to find a haunt that was working, like building ahead of time, like really early in the season, but I didn't know of any. So I literally Google searched haunts near me, and and I couldn't. Maine doesn't have much going on for haunted attractions. So when I found a Haunted Overload, I looked at the pictures from it, and I couldn't believe that it was so close. Like, I mean, an hour and a half seems is a long drive for a lot of people, but for me, that was like it was close. It was close enough to be worth it. And I emailed the website, and Eric got back to me the same day, and it was actually the day before we do our annual summer like haunt party.
Wow.
And that's where we like ride those like little the Barbie truck races like down the hill, and they give tours. So I went the next day and got the tour and watched them do that, and I haven't left.
Yeah.
That happens.
You said you wanted to find a haunt that builds early in the season. I think you found the only haunt that builds this early in the season.
Yeah, we have. I mean, we just haven't stopped.
No.
Not even during the winter. We're still going every week.
It's so crazy.
He's got a lot of energy.
All of them do. All you guys out there really do.
They do.
It's so fun.
What is the name of your character?
I have two. This year I made a new one, which was really fun. When I started, I made this witch I called her Hazel. And I still play her, and like she's actually got recognized a few times this year, which is pretty cool. But this year I made a really fun new one, which is a chainsaw character, and her name is Shade. And I know you know Nikki from Haunted Overload. She joined
Who's that?
That person. Nikki is like my best friend, and we were like, haunt partners. So we made a collaborative routine. Halfway through the season, I was like, "You want to do the chainsaw with me?" And she's like, "I really do." So we came up with a duo character, and our characters are Shade and Shadow.
Wow.
So I think of like, hopefully a haunt iconic duo that's recognized year after year.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, that's cool.
It's coming.
It's wicked fun.
So where'd you get the idea for both characters?
The first one, I like just doing a witch. Like I really love witches, and I thought that was it's just so classically Halloween, and just put kind of my own vibe on it. I don't know, like on Instagram, I really love Manic Moth is like her Instagram page that I follow, and so I really loved her kind of witchy design. So at my first year, I like used that as a basis to kind of play off of. And we have a really awesome witch section, and so it's Floor to be in it. And we really this last year we really amped up the witch section. We have a whole new witch house. It's incredible. So playing a witch is really fun. And the 2021, the last day that I was going to be acting, like the last weekend, a couple days before, I just out of the blue. So Eric, the guy who owns the place, is a chainsaw runner. He runs around the entire haunt with his chainsaw. And I saw him run by, and I was like, God, that looks like fun. And I asked him, like, what would it take to be a chainsaw runner? I thought it was something I was going to have to really kind of work up to. And he's like, you want to try mine this weekend? I've got a spare one. I was like, you kidding? Yes. So I just haven't let it go.
It was so funny because we kept pulling over and watching everything just transpire, and I had saw someone run by, and he kind of looked familiar, and then Nikki goes, Eric's been by like twice. Did you see him? I'm like, what do you mean Eric's out here? She's like, yeah, that's why he does this. I'm like, how is he out here?
That's crazy to me. I would think that everyone who would have a haunt would be in it.
No.
It blows my mind. I'm like, it's so fun. Why wouldn't you want to be running around in your own haunt?
Well, I'm sure they want to, but
I think we only know two that do it, that run around with the haunt.
Who?
Eric.
Okay.
And Kim.
Yeah, but Kim's not even in. She just
runs around
the Midway.
Yeah, that's still.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not that many.
No, there's not many at all.
It's really cool as an actor seeing, especially when you're new. Like when I was new, watching Eric go by, I was like, oh, there he goes.
Yeah, I saw him, and I just waved because I didn't want to bother him the night of opening.
He goes crazy too. I watched him do some really fun stuff this year. We have a witch, in the witch section, there's the tunnel, and he waited. I did the witch one day this season, and I normally roam this season. I was like I can explain what roaming is later, but I stayed in the scene for one night this year because we didn't have many actors, and so I was inside the tunnel, and he just approaches the tunnel from the outside, just this dark silhouette of Eric and his friggin' giant chainsaw, and he just crouches down on the ground, and he just sits there still and waits, and I'm just watching him, wondering what he's gonna do. And then people come through, and he's crawling on his knees towards people with the chainsaw coming out of this tunnel that they're terrified to go into in the first place, and they're losing their freaking minds. It was so funny.
That's
He,
awesome.
he runs the entire night.
Yeah, I watched him. I was
Like I said, he's got a lot of energy.
yeah, he does.
He's got more energy than a teenager, I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially for how long he's been going.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do for work outside of the haunt?
I'm actually a painter. I make oil paintings for a living. And I like doing crafty things, but yeah, oil paintings. I work at a gallery 2 days a week, and then just paintings the rest of the time.
That's awesome.
I have a little family band. My husband and my dad and I play in a little band.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I just like
That's
doing a bunch of different
awesome.
creative things. So having this other kind of creative outlet is really good for me because it's a totally different kind. Instead of just sitting by myself in my studio at my easel, like working on small detail, I'm like building things with a bunch of other people. So it's just like another way to get that creative energy out.
Yeah, that's kind of why this all started.
Yeah.
Because I can't draw. I could write a little bit, but I want to be creative, but I can't create shit. So it's like, Then the oh my god, what's the USA Today
Yes.
top 10 haunts? I lost my shit when I read that 7 years ago. So here we are. And I was talking to Nikki for this year's list. I'm like, you see, they have 2 haunts on here that aren't even fucking open. Is how aware they are of what's going on.
That's terrible.
They had the Queen Mary on there, and that's been closed for 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes, I was just.
Doing what you're doing.
Whenever that list comes up, I just laugh at it.
Yeah. But that's how we started. All over that list because you were bitching a bitch sitting on that couch.
It lit the fire.
He was like, if they could do this and post outdated stuff, I could do this.
Yep. So then I figured out how to create a website, which I had no idea how to do. And then, I mean, the mouse and keyboard may have went into the wall a few times, but it happens.
And look what you got today.
I know. It's crazy. What is your favorite type of haunt scare?
Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one.
I know.
It was a really fun one this season. Well, it's the best ones are always like when there's a team up, I would say, of actors, especially when it's not really planned and it just kind of organically happens. Doing the roaming, which is a handful of us get to roam the whole haunt rather than stay in one scene. And basically, like, we're like little managers, kind of. We go around, we check on the actors, the patrons. We help work the lines a little bit, escort scared people, children, that kind of thing. But roaming around, you get to see where everybody is and see what they're doing to scare. So it's really cool when you get an opportunity to like distract the patrons coming, and you know that someone's hiding like around the corner and they're looking at you, and then the person comes out and just like people freak out. That's really fun.
Very cool.
That is terrifying.
We've got some people who have really good team ups. There's a duo down in the witch area that I got to watch the first couple of years, so I stayed in that area, and they would get people back and forth. They'd come out of one side and then come out of the other side. It got them every time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
You'll be fine. But she's good for one jump per attraction. She really is. I mean, we went through 100 attractions this year, and she still jumps. I'm like, we've been behind the scenes. We know where they're hiding, hon.
I'm a chicken.
Doesn't help.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
So, what is the best scare that you have pulled off that you can remember?
Well, that was the same kind of deal. It was a team up this year. We have a mine shaft area, which is really cool. It breaks up into almost 2 little sections, and it like opens up to the sky because of like the fire safety and all that stuff. But it goes downhill, so it really feels like you're going down into a mine shaft. And there's 2 guys in there that are insane. One of them His name's Indy, and he's like a creepy, crawly, contortionist kind of guy. He's a teenager, I think, and he's got so much energy. And then this other teenage boy, Jacob, who's in there too, and he has so much energy. And he tears the place up. He goes crazy. But we have a train yard that goes like from the train yard down into the tunnel. So I came up with I'm doing the chainsaw that night to this group of college kids, and come up behind them, rev the thing. And one of the guys takes off screaming, runs away from his whole group, and he runs down into the mine shaft. So I follow him down. And then so he runs away. His friends are laughing their asses off. And he runs into Indy, who jumps down from like a tree and does his like creepy, crawly, bendy thing, freaks the guy out. He runs back. Here I am. Jumps down, runs back. He jumps over Indy, runs down to the bottom of the mine shaft where he meets Jacob. Jacob chases him back up. And it was just like kind of back and forth with this guy losing his mind, and his friends, like they were just dying. It was so crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It happened so naturally. If Eric had come through there at that same moment, the guy would have died.
Yeah.
So, haunts are, closely related to horror movies. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Yeah, it's like a lot of people wouldn't consider like horror. It's not a really horror movie. I guess it's a suspense movie. But do you know the movie The Village?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I think it's really highly underrated. It has a beautiful score and a beautiful story and just very good acting. The twist, you could take it or leave it kind of thing. But I just like the whole vibe of you have the village with woods and there's monsters in the woods.
We live 40 miles from where that was filmed.
Seriously? Oh my God.
It was in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's really cool. And I love the movie The Witch. So like kind of
I still haven't seen that yet, and it's bothering me that I haven't seen that yet.
So good. It's pretty artistic too, which I like, but it's the vibe. I just really love the creatures in the woods kind of vibe. Wendigo.
She's outstanding. Anna Joy, I forget her name. Yeah, Anna Joy Taylor. That's her name.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she's great. And so I gotta watch the movie. On HBO Max. I have no excuse.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I like witches.
Yeah, it's about like old school witching. Like
Yeah, I like that.
like New World. All right. Do you have a favorite horror villain?
Ooh, favorite horror villain. I mean, Dracula's pretty iconic. Really,
You can't go wrong with Dracula.
you can't go wrong with Dracula. Like the Wolfman. I'm not really like, I'm less into like the modern, like Freddy, Jason, that kind of stuff. Like they're definitely badass in their own genre, but it's really more like the obscure
Okay.
things that I kind of dig more. So I guess I would say Dracula.
Do you have any bucket list haunts? Any other haunts you would like to visit or guest act at?
Ooh, so the Darkness has been on my list. I've never been anywhere close, so I'm actually gonna be able to check this off because we're going to Trans World, and
Yeah.
the Darkness is putting on a small haunt tour. So it's not gonna be the full haunt itself, but we're gonna get a tour of it and a little seminar of it. So we're going.
But they do a lot during those tours, so you're going to be able to witness a lot of it. That's awesome.
So excited.
I'm jealous.
That would be a really cool one to do.
Any others that you've been hearing about that you want to get to?
I like. Like 13th. I've never been to like 13th Gay. I haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights or like the LA, the haunted. I can't remember what it's called.
Haunted Hayride?
Yeah, it's just Haunted Hayride, right? Like those would all be pretty cool. I've already checked off bucket lists of one I wanted to go with too, which was Horseman's Hollow and Sleepy Hollow. That was really cool. I always wanted to go there. It would be really cool to be able to guest act at that.
I gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, I saw Nikki guest acting at Fright Kingdom, I think it's called up there.
You did.
Yeah.
She had the funniest costume. We a group of us from Haunted Overload went to go see Nikki for the Christmas one. And she was one of the nights she was a gingerbread man, and it was
Oh my
like
lord.
Wallace is like, "Oh, you're a mushroom." Eric's called her a pancake. It was so funny. It's hilarious.
Weird, none of those pictures showed up, Nikki. That's weird. I gotta talk to her because I gotta send out your guys' award. I don't know where the hell I'm sending it.
Definitely get her to send you one of those pictures. If she doesn't, I will, because it's so
Okay,
funny.
good. And I'll send it to her like every day, just to bust her balls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get to the Dent Schoolhouse. That's been on the list for a long time. And then like the mortuary down in
Oh yeah.
In there, New Orleans.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. I've been there. I lived in New Orleans for like 2 years, so we went there a couple times.
And they have there's another one down there that I keep hearing about.
Yeah. I know
Rise? I think it's Rise.
that sounds right. That sounds familiar.
That might be where our tour is, but I know they get hit by hurricanes in September, October. So I don't know. We might have to.
Oh,
Think
I
of
didn't
another
even
idea.
think of that.
Oh, I did.
Hmm.
All right, so back to this. Do you look for inspiration for your character, or does it all come from you? Like, where does it come from?
Well, so like with this new with the chainsaw one, I had my like witch costume that didn't really match the chainsaw vibe, and I was just doing it for last on 2021 for just one night to try it out. And so I kind of just threw together. I changed up my witch. I used to have my witch dress and I had like my corset and stuff, and I had this like hat and a scarf, basically, almost like an Australian, one of those like kind of Australian cowboy hat things. And so I just kind of like the look just ended up being kind of badass and almost Van Helsing based,
Yes.
like
Mhm.
the vibe. So we went with that this year, and Nikki was able to pull some stuff together too. Because it wasn't that hard of an outfit to throw together. She used like her boyfriend's hat, and not like matching like scarves and stuff like that. And so we just kind of did the Van Helsing monster hunter vibe. Is kind of what our characters are. We're like hexed monster hunters, basically.
I like it.
Yeah, it was really fun to do.
And now I have a picture of you on horseback.
Yes. So
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
I grew up riding, and we have Kendall, who is our headless horseman. She has 2 horses, and she wanted for the last night before the Halloween night, when we did like the group photo, she wanted to have both of her horses in the picture because she always used one of them before for the pictures, and she was like, Ori was in a bunch of the pictures before, but she's been riding her other Jose for most of the season. And so I helped her out with Jose a few times. We did like a headless horseman photo shoot and stuff. And yeah, she honored me with offering me to sit on Ori with her on Jose for the night. And it was like, that was a major, like that was actually a bucket list item for me, because I had horses as a kid, and my grandfather had land, and as a kid I always wanted to put on a haunted hayride and ride my little white pony as like a ghost or something and scare people. And then we never got to do that, so I was just like, when she offered that, I was like, can I please? Yes. It was really fun to do that with her. It was wicked cool of her to let me.
That's awesome. There's the wicked word.
Yes,
was
I was
waiting
just
for it.
going to say that.
Up here in the north.
I know. That's funny. I didn't notice that till we went to Salem.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. It's
I
like,
say it all the
what's
time.
that? Mhm.
So, if you could change anything about either character, what would it be?
Ooh. Not much. I really dig both. I'm definitely we're Nikki also, like, she does like a witch costume too. And it was a lot of fun to do the chainsaw one together, so we'll probably do that more and more in the witch costumes, less and less. But once in a while, like nights where I'm really going out and looking for like scared children, the witch is a little less frightening than me carrying my chainsaw around. So I go and find like my nephew, my like 8-year-old nephew came to the haunt this year for the first time, and he was pretty scared. So I did like the witch costume because it was a little less scary. But he nailed it. He did great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but no, I really like. I'll probably make more characters as we go. Just rotate them out.
That's the creative part, is like when you take
Mhm.
the character and make it your own, then you can grow or just switch it the hell up.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about Haunted Overload that a lot of haunts don't do. Um, I know when and it's not a bad thing, you know. I know when Nikki went to Fright Kingdom, it was just a different experience. It worked better for their haunt to go and be like, this is what you're gonna wear, and this is where you're gonna be, and this is how we want you to scare, and that's fine. You know, there's pros and cons to both, but having for me, and I think a lot of the actors here because they're volunteers, having that personal investment to just kind of create something that's totally you that you want to do. You get to come up with your name, your backstory, your whole look, and scare the way you want to scare. And then we find spaces to fit you versus giving you a costume to fit the space.
Yeah. What we noticed is, like, when you've been around a while, then they'll start letting you branch out to your own brand. Like, once you've gotten, like, take Chandra.
Right.
She has her own character. She runs
She
around.
does.
You have Grin, who's been doing it since he was like a teenager. They just run around.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is coming out more because I think once they're invested in the character, they're going to love coming.
Yeah.
They're going to have fun every night, and they're going to keep growing their character.
It's so fun. And, you know, that everyone comes up with something totally unique, too.
Yeah, and us haunt fans are weird individuals, so it
You
gets
can say that
interesting.
again.
Agreed.
But I love the
One of a
weird.
kind. Me too.
All right.
I married you.
I know. You were a fool. All right. So, what is your favorite part about haunt season? It's hard for you because, like, your haunt season doesn't really end.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. Yeah, we're really, it's every week. It's just it's a whole year long. Even some of these the winter weeks, we've had a couple people been able to still go to the haunt, but I've been Nikki and I were working on the seminars every Monday instead. The last
Yes.
in the winter, you know, for Trans World, and I've been working on a painting commission for Eric. So like my Mondays have been for the last for the last month or so. Basically, my Mondays have been Trans World painting. But like as soon as these are done and it warms up, we're gonna be right back building again, or in Eric's basement, waiting for it to get warm, building something else.
Yeah, I saw the snow up there. I'm like, Jesus. It's not like you have level ground up there either.
No,
I would
not at
slide
all.
down the damn hill. I really would.
But it's hard to say, yeah, what would my favorite part of haunt season be? I mean, just it's like every part of it is fun. Building it, setting it up, even during as haunt season's going, just like I'm usually there like hours before showtime, running around, cleaning up stuff on the trail, touching up corn stalks, or like, you know, helping Wallace fill the fog machine, something like that. And I mean, I guess for the actual haunt season, I really enjoy being able to roam and just help things run smoothly. I like, you know, having a job where I feel like I'm trying to help not improve things, but just keep things running smoothly.
Keep the flow going.
So let's talk about Trans World while we're on that. Is this your first visit there?
Yes, I've been wanting to go for years.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. And then he's throwing you right into a seminar too.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. Luckily,
okay?
Nikki and I are going to do it together.
No, that's awesome. You guys are going to do great. It's an
Oh,
hour
definitely.
long, you said?
Yep.
Phew. Man.
I feel like it's going to be so easy for her and I because we have so much stuff that we like content to talk about, and just the building process. And then she and I can just kind of like go on and on about tedious detail forever.
Yeah, you're going to be asked a million questions.
Definitely.
Nah, that's awesome. Is that their only haunt tour they're doing, or is there another one? I don't remember. Because there was the Darkness.
Yeah, I think think so. We're definitely we're going. Our group is definitely going to the darkness. I know there's a few like haunt parties and stuff. I don't think there's another tour. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a hayride out there called Creepy World. It's a multi-attraction park, but their hayride has miniature buildings of all the houses from horror. Like they have the Amityville house, Freddy's house, Michael's house, Jason's little wood cabin. They have like the Springwood high school. Like it's
Oh, that's
gigantic.
Sick.
I know, so that's why I'm thinking maybe we'll switch up and head out to St. Louis this haunt season. Because there's the darkness, there's Creepy World, and then there's others. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go to Transworld one year. We'll see.
Have you
I
ever
do
been?
too.
No.
No.
Never been, yeah.
No, I usually send scouts. I was like, this year I'm sending Chandra from Field of Screams. She's heading out there. I was like, listen, just take 10 pictures of what you like the most. I'll have you on the podcast. We'll talk about it. Done. She was like, okay. We sent our lackeys out.
Yeah, I would like to go just one time.
But it's not like for us. That's why I
I know.
keep like not doing it. They're
It's-
they're looking to buy for
I
next
know.
year.
I know.
I'm thinking we should start at Midwest Haunters Convention. That's more like actor driven.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It would just be
That'd be fun to do.
fun to do something different.
All right. So, what is your biggest haunt moment or memory?
Oh my goodness.
I know I'm hard. I'm
Nice.
tough.
What a question. From haunting season itself, like the actual like showtime.
Sure.
I mean, this year really was. It was like peak everything that I could have possibly wanted. You know, getting to run around with the chainsaw and run with that, getting to be sitting on the horse with the horsemen. One thing that was really cool that we did this year. So there's several chainsaw people, and they switch it up every night, and they're just scattered just throughout the whole haunt. We've got 5 acres to cover. So the last 2 nights of the haunt, this was Eric's idea. We just happened, the second to last night, we just happened to kind of meet at the end, like he and Nikki and myself. And he's like, you guys want to run? He's like, the last people have entered the haunt. You guys want to just run with our chainsaws blasting above our heads backwards through the entire haunt? He's like, we'll pick up Steve on the way, who's doing it in the gauntlet. And so we're like, yeah. And we got it on film both nights, and we did it again the second night with another chainsaw guy. And so we just let him rip and just ran like an Eric runs. Like we literally had to tell him the second night, like, to go slower, we cannot keep up with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was like a chainsaw parade backwards through the whole haunt. That was, I mean, that's very memorable.
Very cool. That'd be
That
cool to
is
see.
cool. Yeah.
It was cool.
I had a blast when we went.
Yes, we did.
What night did you guys go?
Was it the opening night?
No, it wasn't
No?
opening night. It was.
Oh wait,
We were
let
in
me think.
Salem. You could tell her exactly what night we
It
were
was
there.
the third week in October,
Was it on like a
Cause-
Friday or Saturday?
Friday night. Yeah.
Friday night, because we did the tour, the daytime tour too.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
It was awesome during the day. Like I could imagine it at night. It was
It was awesome.
insane. It
Like
was so...
I tell everyone when they're like, "Yeah, I'd like to get the haunted overlay." I'm like, "No, you just need to go.
Yeah, you have
Just get in the car. Stop
like the
bitching."
pictures does nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
the pictures don't do justice.
yeah,
They really
not at
don't.
all. To see it in person and be standing next to like the skull.
Yeah, I have the blue
I-
skull as our background.
I
and
mean,
it just doesn't
it's-
show you how big that
Yeah.
freaking thing really is.
Or the walls.
It's insane.
Oh, the walls. That's intimidating as shit.
The wall.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
walls.
the just giant 40-foot walls surrounding you as like you look up to nothing.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
So was that your first time coming?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I had had like seen you guys there. I was there that night, and I might have passed you, but
Yeah, I was wearing this with a hoodie.
You were doing the chainsaw because I do remember. I do remember her. Yeah, you did. You were dressed as the chainsaw.
cool.
I do remember her.
She remembers.
She's
This is the only haunt she'll ever remember completely, and we've gone through many like 10 times. But because we went to Salem, this will never leave her brain.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yes, I know. I want to go back.
I know you
Come
do.
back, yes, we'd love it.
She just wants to go to Salem.
You guys do you guys? I don't know if it was going on, but the night fair, the Salem Night Fair, in the old
No,
village.
we didn't do the night fair.
No, we didn't. There was so many stuff I wanted to do, but we just ran out of time.
Yeah, they've got a lot going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
And-
Salem Night Fair by the hosted by the Black Veil tattoo place.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
that it's wicked cool.
She listens to the Salem podcast, so she knows all about it.
Nice.
You're a mess.
I am.
Oh my god. Speaking of Salem, I got a random question to throw in here before we close out. Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, that's such a hard one. I mean, like, I feel like I would say I would lean toward the yes. And like that's kind of a crazy one because I don't get like religious, but I'm not religious, so it's just like it's a weird one to think about. But like I just have heard so many. I listen to a lot of spooky podcasts and things like that, and some of the stories I've heard, I've never seen any myself. There was one time where I was in a friend's like grandmother's house, and I felt like a hand on my shoulder, and I looked and there was nothing there. And I remember like distinctly like looking around and being like, I felt that, and I have no idea what it was. So I was just like, probably a ghost.
Yeah. Put it like in the Ghostbusters, say, we've seen shit that'll turn you white.
Yeah.
And I love it. I want it to be real so bad. And I like I said, I listen to a lot of stories, and I'm like, I believe them. So
Yeah.
You just got to have an open mind.
yeah.
Or just see it firsthand, because that's what did it for me.
Yeah.
Ew.
He was white as a ghost when he...
My God. Is that story on one of your episodes? Because I have to find that story.
Not yet, but it will
No.
be.
That's awesome.
For this part, I'll tell you the short story. We lived in a pretty haunted house, like the Ghostbusters or the inspectors or investigators. That's
Investigators.
the word I'll use.
The Ghostbusters.
They said we had at least 3. So I went upstairs.
It was summertime.
I
but-
got changed into the bathing suit to head down to the pool, and I left our room. And when you head down the stairs, you see the kids' bathroom. And when I looked left, I saw a woman, all white, all gray white, staring at herself in the mirror. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? So I stopped. I looked. She's still there. I looked over here like, am I having a stroke? And then I looked back. It was gone. So I was like, all right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was so fucking nuts. But yeah, we'll
We got to do that.
all right, that'll be our next episode.
There's just so much.
Love to listen to that.
We had them capture EVPs and
Voices.
EVP.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
He cursed a lot.
one ghost said jerk off, clear as day. Like ladders were moving during the investigation. It was insane.
I forgot about that. The ladder in the garage.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, we'll do that for you next. We'll have to do that.
Love it.
I'll have to write that down. I don't remember everything.
Oh, I remember a lot.
And shit from remotes missing. Like, I had an office at the old house. I came in, I turned the TV on, I put the remote down on my iPad. I remember it clear as day. Then I went outside and I came back in. The remote was nowhere to be found. It's like, I know I just put it right here. So then I went back to the kitchen, back to the bathroom, back to outside. I come back in, it's sitting back on top of the iPad.
Oh my God.
And it was a black remote on like a white surface. So there was no, I didn't see it. Yeah. There's all kinds of shit.
Ah, that's great news.
It was cool. It was really different. We don't live there anymore now.
No.
Nothing too bad then. Nothing too scary.
Mm.
I mean, seeing a woman in your bathroom for a second is pretty scary.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It was always touching her.
Yeah, how do I put this? I got used to it. And then he would knock on the window or on the inside wall, like from the closet, and I would just knock back. Or he'd be, on the outside wall, knock 3 times. I'd be getting out of my car, walking into the house, and he would be in the garage. He'd knock 3 times on the garage door. So I would stop and knock 3 times, and he would stop.
I get to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an adventure. It was crazy. Yeah, I like throwing that question in there to see the responses because we're pretty much 50-50. Most people just like, what's that have to do with haunts? I'm like, it doesn't. Shut up.
Just cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you got any more questions, Your Honor?
No.
I'm gonna leave the floor open for you. I don't know, since you're a painter, you might have an Instagram you want to shout out or any things like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, my Instagram and TikTok for art is just Morgan Cameron Art. My website, pretty easy. I do have like a haunt TikTok and Instagram, which I post all the stuff that we take a lot of footage during our build, and we like to share that. So I've got my Instagram one. My TikTok one is Dark Hollow Haunt. I did like a little home haunt, and that's like what our house is called. Dark Hollow is our like house home name. So Dark Hollow Haunt is a TikTok, and then @_dark_hollow_ is the Instagram one. It's annoying, but it was like the only way I could like get it.
Yeah, freaking Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was great talking to you guys.
Yes, it was a lot of
Yes.
fun.
I love talking haunt stuff.
That's right. See, we always have
I know.
good times. I
We
love
always
talking to the
do.
actors.
We talk about it for hours.
Right?
Huh?
I said, yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, right, easily. Well, thank you again so much for coming on. Everyone, this was Morgan from Haunted Overload. Hell of a job. She was great in Haunt. We had a great time. And I guess we'll do our haunted house next.
Yes. I think we should.
Take a little break from the interviews, even though Nikki sent me like 4 more.
We've got a lot of good people.
Hey,
Only because everybody's been asking for it.
yeah, they have been. All right, so we'll take a break from the haunts. That's weird. We've done like
I
a year
know.
straight of haunt because I started a horror podcast to separate the two because we used to do horror. So me and my buddy Brian started the Horror Shed podcast,
Awesome.
and that's slowly going, but
It'll get there.
we're doing a lot of weird shit. Like we just did true crime, so that was pretty fun.
That's awesome. That's what I listen to while I paint for I'll just be in the studio for hours listening to spooky podcasts.
Yeah, check us out. We've done quite a few. I mean, it's revolved around horror, but it's kind of whatever the hell we feel like talking about.
Yeah. Awesome.
No chains.
No.
No. All right, but I'm rambling. Thank you guys so much for coming back. This has been Halloween Haunts 365.com, the podcast where every day is haunt season. Goodbye.
Bye.
Halloween Haunts 365 Productions.